Dear students, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. How are you? I hope best for you. I Mukesh Kumar welcomes you to online Mukesh Online Academy. आपका मुकेश ऑनलाइन एकेडमी में स्वागत है. And we will start the chapter 2, that is the acid, base and salt of the class 10 from the NCERT book, Science. Okay, the chemistry portion that we will start today, acid, base and salts. Okay, and we will be covering this chapter into the various videos. Okay, in different videos we will cover the different topics. Okay, so in this video we will start with the indicators. Okay, so one tip for you: whenever you are watching any video of study related, think it like a live class. Keep a notebook and pen with you. Just start pointing the notes, write the keywords, make the keynotes, prepare a summary. Okay, so and slowly this way you will prepare the summary for whole chapter and for the all the chapters. You know, this summary will help you into the exams to revise in a quick way. Okay, and when the MCQs comes, so that reading each and every line becomes very important. Okay, so I hope you would have watched the videos of the first chapter also. So in the same tip I have given to those videos also, and you must be following that. Okay, so if you have any doubt, if you have any query related to the topic, either from this book or any other book that you are following, then you can write to me on the WhatsApp or email, or you can write to me in the comments. Okay, so we will be happy to solve your queries. And if you want to get the free notes of each and every chapter, then also you can write to me on the WhatsApp or email. We will be happy to share with you. Okay, and if you want to get the live online classes, interactive online classes through Zoom app, then write to us on the WhatsApp or email. Okay, and we will be happy to share the detail with you. Now you can follow me on the Instagram and Telegram also. So those IDs I have given into the description. Okay, so I hope you would have liked the videos of the first chapter. So and you will similarly like this chapter also. And I hope these videos will enhance your knowledge, will prepare you for the exams, and for give you the more knowledge. So kindly share it with your friends. Subscribe to it. Ask your friends to subscribe. And let's start and in this video the topic acid base indicator. So in this video we will do the topic acid base indicators, different type of indicators. Okay, so now let's start the indicators. So dear students, let's start. So today we will start a new chapter, that is the acid, base and salts. Okay, very important chapter. So first let us understand what are the acids, bases and salts. Okay, so basically we have divided the compounds into the three basic groups. One is the acid, second is the base, third is the salt. Okay, so if we go for the chemical properties of the compounds, then we can classify the compounds into three categories. One is the acid, second is the base, third is the salt. So we will take each and every one by one. So what we can say, the acid, they have got the sour taste. How do we recognize them? By sour taste. They have khatta. Okay, acerbic we can say, or acidic taste. Okay, for example, vinegar or any sour fruit that we eat, that has got the acid. Okay, now let's consider the base. So what a base is, basically it has a bitter taste. It has bitter taste and soapy to touch. Okay, so whenever we find a soapy to touch or a bitter taste, okay, that means kadwa. Bitter means kadwa. So that means it has got a base in it. For example, there are so many bases, like sodium hydroxide is a base. Okay, like the milk of magnesia that we use in the acidity, that is also a base. There are so many examples that we will discuss when we discuss the basis topic separately. Okay, now comes the salt. See, salts have got the neutral taste. Their taste is neutral. That means they don't provide us the taste. Although we can have the common salt taste, we do not say that it is neutral, but normally the chemically it is a neutral taste. Okay. So for example, like we have the sodium chloride that we use, the common salt in our home. Okay. So there are many salts that we use and they come under the category of salt. Okay. And these salts, how are they formed? By the chemical combination of acid and base. So the salts are formed by chemical reaction between acid and base. Okay. So this we will understand when we cover all these topics separately. So now, first of all, so how do we recognize that which is a acid, which is a base, and which is a salt? So we have a method for this purpose that is called the indicator or acid base indicator. So now we will study about the acid base indicators or indicator. Now the second topic is indicator, or we can say the acid base indicator. Okay. See, indicator means anything which indicates of happening or being something. That means the indicator. Here the acid base indicator means they are some chemicals. They are some chemicals, they are some compounds which when are put into the acid and base give the different color. When we put them into the acid, their color will be different. When we put them into base, their color will be different. So by changing the color, we recognize whether it is a acid or whether it is a base. So that is called the acid base indicator. Okay. So let's repeat. An indicator is a dye that changes color when put into an acid or base. So in acid it will give different color and base it is different color. So that is why we also call them acid base indicators. Okay. So they are also called the acid base indicators. Clear? So we can say that so the indicator gives the different color in acid and base. So that means by changing the color. Okay. By changing the color, we are coming to know whether it is acid or whether it is a base. So we have different kind of indicators. So different types of indicators that we will study. See, different types of indicators we can classify them as a natural, or but we can classify them as a synthetic, or we can say the man-made, or we can say artificial. So by any name we can come to know. Okay, so let's do the classification first. Like if we go for the natural indicators, then first we have got the litmus that we will study. The second we have turmeric. This also works as an indicator. The third we have the red cabbage extract. This also works as an indicator. Okay. And the fourth we have got the flowers of some flowers, that also works as an indicator. Okay. If we go for the synthetic or man-made, then one we have got the methyl orange, and other we have got the phenolphthalein, and the third we have got the universal indicator. Okay. So these are the different indicators that we have got. So in the natural we have got the litmus, turmeric, red cabbage and flower, and synthetic or man-made we have got the methyl orange, phenolphthalein and universal indicator. So now we will cover them one by one. So the first one is litmus. See, most of us have studied the litmus into the class 8 also. Most of these indicators have been studied into the class 8 also. So actually what is a litmus is? You must have studied about a lichene, which is a symbiotic relationship, okay, between an algae and fungi. So litmus is the extract of that lichene. Okay. First of all, it is a natural indicator. Okay. Second thing, most commonly used. Actually, whenever we think about any change, means when we want to know the acid or base, the first thing which comes to our mind is litmus. In laboratory also it is being used mostly. Okay, so it is a commonly used indicator in the laboratory and for some other purposes. Okay, so we have the two things, either in the form of solution, okay, or in the form of paper. So we can use either in the form of solution or in the form of paper. If it is in the form of solution, then it has got the purple color. If it is in the form of paper, then it has got the red litmus paper and blue litmus. So if it is in the form of solution, then it has the purple color solution, and if it is in the form of paper, then it has both red and blue litmus paper. Okay. Now, if we use in the form of solution, okay, so in the form of solution, okay, if we put it into the acid, then it will give the red color. If we put into the base, then it will become blue in color. Okay, see, if we are using the litmus in the form of solution, and if we put this into the acid, then it will give us the red color, it will turn to the red color. Okay, the solution will become red. If it is in the base, then it will become the blue color. Okay, see, we can see this here. Okay, here it has been it is a color, basically it is in the form of solution. So this is the litmus purple color solution that we have got. Okay, now when it has been put into the alkali, or you can say base, then it becomes the blue in color, and when we put it into the acid, then it becomes the red in color. So we can see the different colors of the litmus solution in acid and base. Okay, now if we are using in the form of paper strip, so if we use in paper, okay, if we are using the blue litmus, then it will turn red in acidic solution. Okay, and if we take the red litmus paper, then it will turn blue in base. Okay, so if we are using the litmus in the form of paper, then we have two different types. One is the red color, other is the blue color. And if we are using in the form of paper, blue paper, then in acid it will turn red. There will be no change in the base, and the red will turn the blue in the base, and it will have no effect into the acid. Okay, see, as we can see that, see, this is the blue color. Okay, and when we put this blue colored litmus paper into the acid, it became red in color. Same here, this is the red color litmus paper, and when we put the red color litmus paper into the base, then it became blue in color. Okay, so now let's repeat. Litmus is a natural indicator, and we use most commonly used in the laboratory. Okay, so whenever we are just distinguishing between the acid and base in the laboratory, we normally use the litmus. We can have this either in the form of solution. If it is in the form of solution, then its color is purple. You can, as you can see from this, it is the purple color. Okay, or we can use in the form of paper also. If it is in the form of paper, as you can see that they are red and blue litmus paper. Okay, now if we put the litmus solution in acid, then it becomes red in color. If we put the litmus solution in base, then it becomes blue in color. Okay, now if we are using this in the form of paper, so that means if we are taking the blue litmus paper, then it will convert red into the acid, but there will be no change into the base. Similarly, if we take the red litmus paper and put it into the base, it will turn blue, and but this red litmus paper will have no effect in the acid. So this is how we can use the litmus paper. Now the second one, we will use the turmeric. Okay, turmeric, as most of us have seen, it is yellow in color. Okay, it is a natural indicator. Okay, and normally the turmeric is found in our homes. It is used in the vegetables and to cook the food. Okay, so it is yellow in color, as we have all seen the color of the turmeric. If you have not seen, then ask your mother She will show you the color of the turmeric and she will show you the turmeric. Okay. Now, there will be no change in acidic solution. Okay. If we put the turmeric in the acidic solution, it will be no change, means remains yellow. There will be no change. Okay. Now, if we put this turmeric into the basic, then it will turn orange in basic solution. Okay. See, you can do an activity in your home itself. You must be having the washing soda, the surf, any brand of the surf, any brand of washing soda powder. Just dissolve it into the water. Take some transparent glass. Okay. Dissolve it into water and then thoroughly, and then put a spoon of turmeric into this solution. You will see it will immediately turn the orange. Okay. This is a turmeric color, which is yellow in color. This you can see in your home also, because it is used in our homes. See, in this experiment what they have done, they have just dissolved some acid like lemon and then put some turmeric into it, so it remains same. There is no change in color in acidic. Now here in this glass, what they have done, they have just dissolved some washing soda and put some turmeric into it, so it became orange in color. Okay. See, you can make a beautiful designs with this also. You just paste a paste of turmeric on some white paper and then just dissolve some washing powder, and you can use the brush. Just put the brush into the washing powder and start painting. So you will get the painting of yellow and orange color. So that you can do activity at your home. Okay. So now let's repeat. Turmeric is a natural indicator. Yellow in color, no change in acidic solution, it remains yellow, and it turns orange in the basic solution. Okay. Now the third one is the red cabbage extract. See, this is the red cabbage, which you can see red in color. So this is the original color of the red cabbage. Okay. When you put into the acid, it becomes red, and when you put into the base, it becomes green. Okay, so in acid it becoming red, or in base it is becoming green. And what is the natural color? It is red in color. Okay, so red cabbage extract means it is a natural indicator. Natural color, you can see the red. Okay, no change means remains red in acidic and turns green in basic solution. Okay. See, the red cabbage is just like the another cabbage that we found in winters, the green. It is the same thing, but only the color is changed. Got it? See, this color is in the water. If we put into the water, then it will give this type of color. The normal color is red or slightly purplish. Okay. So this is the color in acids, remains red, and this is the color in base, becomes green in color. So this is how we can come to know whether a particular thing is acidic or basic. Okay. So now the next thing. Next is the colored petals. Fourth is colored petals of some flowers like petunia, hydrangea, and geranium. Okay, so they also acts as a indicator. So the color petals of some flowers like petunia, hydrangea, and geranium also acts as a indicator. See, these are the hydrangea flower. Okay, and these flowers are normally blue in color. See, this is the normal color of the flower. Okay. And but in the presence of base, they became pink in color. So they work as an environmental indicator. See, litmus is also an environmental indicator. You can see the lichens. Sometimes a question comes in the exam, which of the following plant is an environmental indicator? So you can write the answer lichen. Okay. So the flowers of hydrangea, are blue in color, which turns pink in presence of a base. Okay, so let's repeat. So we have some flowers like petunia, hydrangea and geranium. Their color are different in different medium. Okay, if there is a natural color is different, but if the environment changes, like it becomes acidic or basic, they will change the color. Okay, so these are the flowers of the hydrangea. Okay, and these are the normal color. Normal color is the blue color that you can see here. This is the normal blue color, and in presence of the base, they become pink in color. Okay, so this is how they also tell us about the acidity and basic. So these four were the natural indicators. We have covered the litmus, we have covered the rice cabbage extract, we have covered the turmeric, and we have covered the patterns. Now we will do the synthetic indicators, methyl orange. The next one is the fifth is the methyl orange. See, methyl orange is a synthetic indicator. That means it is an artificial. Okay, the normal color is the orange. See, this is the normal color. Okay, and if we put into acid, it becomes red, and if we put into alkali, it becomes yellow. Okay, so in acids it becomes red, and in base it becomes yellow. Okay, so methyl orange is synthetic indicator. Its normal color you can say orange, little bit near to the red. Okay, but if we put it into the acid, it becomes dark red, and if we put it into the base, it becomes yellow in color. So by this change in color, we can come to know whether it is a acid or base. Now the sixth one is the phenolphthalein. See, this is the phenolphthalein. This is the natural color, or you can say the normal color of phenolphthalein. Okay, and this color remains the and also no change in acid. See, if we put the phenolphthalein into the acid, then there will be no change in the color. It will remain as it is, but it will turn pink in basic soil. Okay, so the phenolphthalein again is a synthetic indicator. Okay, and the normal color is colorless. It has no color, just like the water. Okay, in acid no change, and in base it becomes pink. Okay, so this is how we can use the phenolphthalein. Phenolphthalein is also a normally used indicator in food industry, just to check the adulteration. Okay, so there are so many things which are adulterated. So to check whether it contains the basic thing or not, they use the phenolphthalein. Okay, so now the seventh is the universal indicator. This we will study when we study the pH. In that section we will study this universal indicator. Okay, so students, today we have studied the 6 indicators, 4 natural and 2 artificial. Okay, I hope you must have understood it. See, we have learned these indicators which they are changing the color. They are showing whether they are acidic or basic by change in the color. Now, there are some indicators which are olfactory, means by change in the smell they also tell us that whether it will be acidic or basic, and we call them olfactory indicators. Okay, see, olfactory, what is the meaning of olfactory? Means the smell. The nose gives the sense of the smell. So that is why we call that nose contains the olfactory receptors. Okay, so the olfactory means the sense of smell. Okay, see, I just told you, let's repeat. So those actually in the olfactory indicators, what will happen? There are some substances which gives different smell in acid and base, or you can say that their smell changes. So these are called the olfactory indicators. Basically what we are doing, like we have the different examples like clove, we have example onion, we have example vanilla. Okay, see all these three. If clove you must have used in our homes, onion normally we use the at home for the cooking food, and vanilla we use in the ice cream. Okay, so the clove has got a specific smell, onion has also got the specific smell, and vanilla has got the specific smell. Okay, so their smell will change when the base is put into that. In acids, there will be no change in the smell, but if we put base into it, then its characteristic smell will go away. This you can do an experiment at home. Okay, you take some onion and just rub it with the hand and then smell it. So you will find the smell of the onion. Now you put some acid like lemon on it and again smell it. There will be no change in the smell. The smell will remain as it is. Now you take some washing powder or you take some soap and you wash your hand properly. Okay, now smell it. The most of the smell has gone away. What is happening? Basically, in the washing powder or soap is a basic in nature that we will study later. Normally the washing powder and soaps are basic in nature. So when we washed our hands with the soap, so that means because of the base present into that, the characteristic smell of the onion went. It goes away. So that means when we put the base into it, its characteristic smell goes away. Okay, these have characteristic smell. If basic solution like NaOH is added to each of them, then their smell cannot be detected. Okay, but acidic solutions like HCl or lemon do not destroy the smell. Okay, so now let's repeat. So olfactory indicator means which are related to the sense of smell. Okay, so these their smell changes in the acidic or basic solution depending on the type. Okay, so basically what is happening, we have the three different examples here: the clove, vanilla and onion. They have got a characteristic smell. As clove we have at home that we can take the smell of it, onion also and vanilla also. So when we put base into that, their smell goes away. We cannot detect their smell. But when we put a acid, like when we put the lemon into it, then the smell does not go away. The smell remains the same. So this is how it works as a acid and base indicator. Okay. So dear students, today we have done about the acid base indicators. Okay. So dear students, in the next video we will study about the different types of acids. So in the next video we will start the acid part topic. Okay. So thank you so much for your watching. Write your comments about the video and any query, any doubt about the topic into the comment box. I hope you would have understood the topic. If you have any doubt, you can write to me on WhatsApp or email also. I have given my details into the description that you can see. Okay. And if you want to take the free notes of each and every chapter, okay, then also you can write to me on the WhatsApp or email. So we will be happy to provide you. And if you want to do the live online classes on the Zoom interactive sessions, then also you can write to me on the WhatsApp or email. We will be happy to share the details with you. And practice the questions. Read it thoroughly. Okay. And we have covered most of the things, and we will be covering most of the things in the coming videos about this chapter. Okay, so I hope you must be getting knowledge from our videos. Kindly share it with your friends. Subscribe to it. Ask your friends to subscribe. Thank you so much.